Hey, welcome back to the channel. My name is James, I'm the Casual Skeptic. And today we're going to talk about coffee. Well, actually, probably over the course of the next few days. We're going to start off with some roasting, and then we'll go into different brewing techniques, and we'll talk about some flavor profiles and what makes coffees unique and different, and how to maximize flavor, the coffee that I like and why. For roasting, I've tried all different types of roasters. I've started out roasting an old hot air popcorn popper, which is kind of an interesting thing. It's a pretty quick roast. Usually does all right. The problem is the plastic shroud is not really made for that, so it doesn't last very long. You also have barrel roasters. We've tried barrel roasters. They're a little complex. They're supposed to be more even. I just never could really get the timing right. They're a little more expensive as well. Then you have sample roasters, right? So you see the sample roasters comes with a little cylinder, and it augments, rolls it around, it deals with the chaff. They usually do about 1/3 of a pound at a time. You can get usually about 2 pots of coffee out of a sample roast. So small batch, if you want to roast every other day or every day at the house, it's a good little machine. They usually run, I think last time I priced them a few years ago, they were about $250. What I come back to every time is this roaster right here. You can pick these up for between $69 and $89 on Amazon. It's just, I've got it preheated, but it's got just a little agitator that rotates in there. If it gets hung up if it gets a coffee bean wedged in there, it'll stutter and start turning the other way to try and break loose. These do really well. I can roast about a pound in this. And usually it takes about 35-40 minutes depending on where exactly I have the temperature set. Got to watch out for the wattage. This one is an 800 watt, so it's. I've also had one. I've got another one that's a 1200 watt. It roasts a little faster, right? Because it's a little hotter. But this seems to be real steady. It's not always the most even roast, but they generally tend to work really well. So I have here, almost now a pre-measured pound of Indian Monsoon Malabar that we're going to pour in there, and we'll watch that go around a couple of times, and then I'm going to get on my phone, and I am going to set me a timer for 35 minutes, because we're going to be eating dinner here in a little while, and I will likely forget that this is out here. So I would just leave it on and let it play and cut in and out of it, but I'm going to put the lid on it, so there's not really going to be a whole lot to see. I may kick this back on when I come out to check it, just to kind of look at colors and see what they look like. It's 5:15 in the evening, so we should still have a couple hours of good sunlight left. So we'll be back in about 35 minutes. We'll look at the color and talk about how to adjust, how to determine when your coffee is done. And then at the end of the roast, I'm going to bring out a small fan and put on there just to kind of help cool it. Because if you turn it off, on this specific one, if you turn the heat off and you don't let it keep running, kind of everything on the bottom continues to cook. Because that metal surface stays hot. So what I'll do is I'll let it rotate, and I'll turn a fan on it to help cool a little faster, a little more efficiently. But this is the start of the process, and we'll be back out here, like I said, here in a little while to check the color and see how things are going. Stay tuned. So here's just the short clip of what it looks like when it's roasting. You can see there's moisture building up inside that lid. What we call coffee is actually a cherry pit, and I'll probably say this again at some point. but there's a lot of oil on the surface, and so there's moisture inside the bean, and then you deal with oil. So this lid has to be cleaned ever so often to just get this oily buildup on it, this residue. But you see the vapor. If I don't know if you can see from there or not, but you can kind of see a vapor around the edges where you already have moisture building up, because that bean, I don't always get this thing preheated that well when before I roast, but I just had a lot going on, so I let it heat up a little longer than normal, and hopefully that makes for a good, nice, even cook. Okay, so on a 35-minute timer, we're just under 20 minutes left, so we're about 15 minutes into the cook, and you should be able to see here they're starting to darken up pretty good and fairly evenly. And so this one's a Robusta, and one of the things that I like about this particular bean is there's no chaff to deal with. We'll roast some Arabica Smarty or something a little later, and you'll see there's like this fuzz of chaff that settles on the top. Not quite at this point, but a little later in the cook. Okay, so final shot, completely cooled. We're going to go ahead and turn it off, and we'll grind it up, brew it in the morning, and talk a little bit more about this specific coffee, and then some other stuff that we like to roast. Okay, so this bag is a bean. It's called Ardi. This is from the Sidama zone of Ethiopia. There's some history there. The region Ardi is named after an archaeological dig that is supposed to be very significant. So we're going to, you can see the difference. This is the Malabar here. This is what we roasted yesterday, and then this is what we're going to roast today. And this is a Robusta. We'll talk about the difference later. And this is an Arabica. 75% of the world's coffee is Arabica. The other 25% is Robusta. It's just a different type of bean. Robusta tends to have, a good bit of caffeine. However, the last couple of times I've roasted Ardi, the people that have drunk it, that were avid coffee drinkers, seem to indicate that there was a lot of caffeine in the Ardi as well. So this is a great bean. It's got it's got a berry flavor with a dark chocolate aftertaste. If you have a refined palate, so once you start roasting and start doing different types of coffees, you'll start noticing the different tones. Like I said, berry and chocolate, fruity tones, nutty tones, and a lot of nutty tones in your coffees from South America. So, but anyway, so I've got my roaster preheating, and we'll put some of this on and check back on it here in a little bit. Okay, so this actually darkened up quite a bit faster than I expected it to, but you see this, call it fuzz on top. That is chaff. It's kind of an outer layer of the bean. I'll go ahead and turn this down, let it circulate. But this is one of the differences between the Arabica and the Robustas. Robustas, generally, you don't deal with the chaff. I'm going to turn this fan on. It's going to do two things. Number one, it's going to deal with the chaff. It's going to blow the chaff away. And then number two, it's going to help cool this roast off a little bit faster. As you can see the kind of chaff blowing out. And hopefully you see that. Like the chaff blew in and drive it away. Fan on it. There we go. And so this is what you get. Some a little darker than others, some a little lighter. This is for this type of coffee. This is in this type of roaster. This is about as near a perfect roast as you're going to get. And so we will Yeah. So we'll brew some of this up and talk about it a little later in the day. Okay, so put in that last video, putting this video together, kind of ran a little longer than I expected it to. So, and I don't have all of my brewing equipment at home. Most of it I keep at work because that's where the coffee gets drunk most of the time. So we'll do a couple of shorter videos on different brewing techniques and how you can do that, maximize flavor, the difference between your French press, your pour overs, your espressos, and we'll play around with some milk frothing and different, just have a little bit of fun with it. Maybe we'll do a video on a brief history of coffee. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe. Let me know what you think. If there's anything else you want to talk about, I'm open to just about anything. I've got a very wide range of interests, and so do you. So so shoot me an email, thecasualskeptic@gmail.com, or comment if there's anything that you want to see on the channel. Thanks for watching.